Hello everybody, it's Wyron here with another bit of Sanctus Reach gameplay. But this time around we will be picking back up our good old, I like to say the Weirdboy campaign, which I haven't touched in a very long time, so this might be, I might be a little bit rusty with orcs. We do have our last two skirmish missions and then the final mission to do. So, like I said, I might be a little rusty, but it should be a lot of fun. I haven't done orcs in a while. Both of the missions are attrition type, so a bit of an annoying type, I suppose, in the higher difficulties, just because I get so many troops. But should be a lot of fun. So basically the usual rundown. But we do get a Morkanaut, and I actually really want to try this one out because I have not had the opportunity to do so. Where is he? There we go. There's the big boy. And unfortunately, I'm struggling. He has a bonus weapon. He has bonus weapons. He's got some pretty fancy abilities. We'll definitely see those in game. Then we definitely want to bring some flash kits. I don't think that's really up for debate. We'll throw him into a battle wagon, which has Blessing of Orc. Go Fasta, Blessed by Orc, versus Mordaka and Super Rangefinder. So both of those are pretty good, but I definitely prefer the first one. Now, it doesn't look like we have a... It looks like we don't... Oh, do we have a mech gun? We actually do have a mech gun. That's pretty cool. So we'll throw in a mech gun. And we can throw in some mega knobs because I think they're pretty good. Well, we can't cram in one more... I do wish we could cram in just one more battle wagon. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So we're going to have to settle for... I suppose just slug knobs. We'll go with Tasty Squig, actually. Because on the knobs... Well, Slug knobs. I think I'll take Tasty Squig just because that'll let these guys heal. And we'll just start battle and see how things go. It's gonna be a little rough. We are in deploy mode now, and so let's kind of see. It looks like it's 3 objectives under our control. So we're gonna overload the left flank because that's where we have more objectives available for us for our taking. So we got to kind of group all our troops together. We can leave. Given that we do have the Morkanaut, and he's going to be, well, he's very strong. He's also going to be a little. I think we'll actually leave the Slugganobs here on base defense, and otherwise we're just going to kind of focus everything on the other flank. Get a whole bunch of guys. Unfortunately, it's being a little glitchy right now. There we go. Cram all these guys into the back of the truck. Flash kits should still fit. There we go. Beautiful. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got more flash kits who do not fit, unfortunately. And I think that's actually it for my army. We got knobs over there, and the rest of it is all clumped up here. Most of it loaded into the back of the battle wagon. So we'll just start like that and see how things go. Obviously, the Space Wolves might be a little bit rough to deal with, but should be all good. We'll start stomping our way forward, and yeah, should be good. Let's see. The mech gun can keep. Well, you can actually push the mech gun forward. That's completely okay. Fortunately, this battle wagon is struggling to stay up, keep up a little bit, but. Given that we're all kind of restricted by the Morkanaut slow speed, it shouldn't be too much of a problem to just push forward. And there we can see the first of the enemy fast flyers. Kind of. Oh boy, that's actually, huh? It's got some like distortion field. How fancy! It's incredibly. We're gonna have to take some fire here, but that's okay. Well, maybe less okay than I thought, but that's okay. It's fine. And definitely it was a lot worse for that poor bugger. And we got to bring these Skyclaws to the ground. We'll push for. We'll keep stomping forward with our Morkanaut. And we got some pretty fancy weapons. I do kind of want to see. Oh boy! So this is basically. Oh, so this is a lot like the custom cannon is a lot like the. Had these Wolfguard Termies. But the custom cannon is a lot like the gun on the Knight. Does a lot of damage. We can't hit any of these units. That's really frustrating. We're going to sit tight over there and keep pushing forward. But yeah, I guess it's a bit like the gun on the Imperial Knight. There's Meltas over there. These annoying Termies. Which should do. It looks like it doesn't. I do believe the Knight's Melta actually or heat cannon gets two rounds of shooting, or gets 2 shots off, while this one seems to only get 1 off, but that one does appear to do more damage. So that's the last cannon. That's definitely good. And we actually lost a lot of HP to that last cannon. That's kind of bad. Taking fire from all over the place. There's some angry blood claws over there. And there we go. That's actually pretty crazy. And we can now hit these guys with the quad rockets. Beautiful. And now we can push this forward and hopefully nail this wolf guard. Despite the fact that they're in cover. It's probably not going to do the most damage. The rocks really aren't designed to deal with termies, but it'll do something. And we can kind of leapfrog forward to here and hopefully melt down these Meltas, because the Meltas are obviously a very, very big threat to the to my armor. We'll face tank the heavy bolters. We only get 1 round of shooting, unfortunately, on the turn we deploy, but that's going to be a-okay. We'll deploy a unit back here. And we should be able to finish off that flamer, actually, I think. No, I'd think wrong. Flash kits are up. I could... What is this, a weird bomb? Actually doesn't seem like the worst of ideas. I could throw it out to here. Limit what can shoot, which of my opponent's troops can shoot, and focus down the heavy bolters. Unfortunately, we do have to be very wary of those Terminators because obviously they're pretty freaking strong. And I think we still have some units that could be deployed, and I think that's it. I think we've expended our options. This is a big clump. I should have probably nuked that instead of going after the Terminators. But we'll set reaction arc to there, and we'll end turn. There's a veteran dreadnought, or how the heck? They punched through a rhino's front. I've never actually seen the, like, obviously in this game you can get some pretty ludicrous rolls, I suppose, with that isn't doing very much. I can live with that. I'm probably going to lose my center cap. But as long as I can catch these Space Marines and kind of massacre them, I should be able to take that back pretty efficiently. We do have tasty squigs. And let's see. We could hit this guy with the Claw of Mork, or try to do him in with the cannon. We'll kind of juggle around to there, and then focus him down with some fire from the machine guns on these guys, or whatever they are. Shoot us. There we go. He's gone. I didn't want to waste the Morkanauts attacks on it. We could fire on the Blood Claws. We could fire on the Flamer, or the Flamer back there. So we'll try it. This is really powerful, honestly. Might be. And then we can go after. I guess the pack leader might as well. We do get that extra round of shooting with the quad linked big shooter. Pretty awesome. Beautiful. Turn home. And we can dash forward. We did get some sort of grenade here. Fiery stick bombs. That's pretty funny. Doesn't do very much, but was worth a shot. Just to see what it would do. Sorry about that, guys. And let's see. Yeah, the poor blood claws here. We're not having a good day. They're panicking. And yeah, we can kind of, as long as we keep leapfrogging forward, there's a lot of stuff over there, which is really not good for me. But these guys have broken, and I should be able to nuke down that formation over there with the help of the these poor blood claws. Really not having a good day. We should be able to use the mech gun over on the blob over here. We'll center it up on the Grey Hunters because they're kind of in the middle of this formation, and hopefully hit all of them if RNGesus agrees. But RNGesus does not agree. It's okay. It's still a pretty solid round of shooting. We've used our weird bomb up already. That pack leader's in range, but if I can avoid it, I'd like to shoot some of the more important targets. Those Grey Hunters are in cover. These guys are in cover. I can finish off the flamer, which is good. So yeah, pack leader was in range, but like I said, I didn't really want to waste time trying to shoot him. And we'll kind of dart forward to there, finish off these blood claws, and realize we have nothing to shoot at. So I think that's going to be about it. Let's see. The knobs are still making their... Oh, no, never mind. I moved them. So that's going to be it. These termies could definitely be a bit of a problem, but we do get some flank fire into them. And it does seem that the ad's being rather cautious, which is not bad for me, but this sort of fire from the Dreadnought is not really going to do very much. Even flash kits, so they're not very tanky or tanky enough to take a little bit of bolter fire. The biggest problem is just that my opponents, or the AI, is going to get into the center cap point. And we do have some blood claws over there. That's ignorable. Focus on the pack leader instead. And we'll move up to there. We can finish him off, which is good. Unfortunately, we're just not able to really get into a position to hit everything we need to hit. We can get into this position though, get some nice shots into this wolf guard. I don't want to engage the Dreadnought if I can with the troops I'm using right now. I'm going to kind of stomp up closer. Perhaps use some... I could... Chance for damage is very low. Obviously the quad link big shoot is not going to do. We can try the cannon. See what... Actually it does some pretty good damage when it hits, which is not very often. And we can try the quad link big shoot on these guys, which does actually some damage, even though they are Terminators. It's not terrible. There we go. Alright, so not the end of the world. Nothing amazing. All these trees, the trees act as like a complete sight blocker, and it's making life a little difficult. Push around to here. The mech gun's actually kind of stuck right now. We're not going to go after the Venerable Dread. We'll go after the Grey Hunters, because they're much more vulnerable than the Termies. We actually splash a whole bunch of stuff, because that's a lot of Space Marines camped out over there. Well, we've actually positioned ourselves pretty well to really kind of tear through them. We can move to here and unload on the Venerable Dread, I guess. It hadn't been my intent really to shoot at the Venerable Dread, but because I don't want to push into a position where these guys could get shot up. I've got a pretty elite force as far as orcs are concerned, so I don't really want to lose all my troops for no real gain. There's some last cannon sneaking around, which is definitely not good. They're going to get some meaty shots into the back of this battle wagon. They might actually finish it off. Oh, that was really close. This wolf guard are not having the time of their lives though, which is good for me. They're actually going to go down, which I don't think I have repairs on the battle wagon, so I definitely have to be careful with it from now on. This Venerable Dread is having a really bad time. Actually, that's not that bad. I assumed... He's trying to go... This is actually perfect for me. The Morganaut's probably the least vulnerable unit to his shooting. But... this is a lot of Space Marines. The knobs can heal themselves, so as long as they don't lose models, they're okay. I'm going to have to dart them into cover, though, after this round of shooting. Use the Stacy Squigs. If I can get on top of those guys, I'll be basically A-okay. We'll use Tasty Squig there to heal up most of the HP we lost. Definitely those last cannons were disgusting. I didn't realize they were sneaking up on me like that. At this range, though, they should be goner. They should be, being the keyword. If my Mega Knobs knew how to shoot, they'd be goners. We'll push up to here, and maybe push all the way up to here. That might have been a bit of a mistake. It's okay. Against most of the Space Marine shooting, because the Space Marine shooting, well, they obviously can't go into melee against you. It's honestly not that much of a problem. We can gun down these Blood Claws. They actually still haven't capped that point, which is pretty funny. We can gun down this Venerable Dread a little bit. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Not bad. Orc shooting, like, well, it's not accurate. When it hits, it's like a truck. Or at least some of it does. I don't know if these guys have some sort of armor piercing built in. They have the best ammo. Oh, they do a little bit more damage per shot. We should be able to finish off those Grey Hunter with bolters. So we'll do that. This Venerable Dread needs to go, though. We can actually kind of pulp him with the Mega Cannon. Seems to do a lot of damage, in spite of the fact that it says... Oh, you can actually use the little belly gun. That's pretty funny. That kind of explains why this thing's really, I guess, expensive. It's got a whole bunch of cool gear and cool items that just make it stupid good. We could push up to here, and hopefully we can just burn through the 38 HP with even the non-armor piercing shenanigans. If we get a similar round, there we go. Beautiful. And push up to here, I guess. We're just gonna... Originally I was gonna try to just make a quick push for the... I guess not necessarily the win, but I was gonna make a quick push for the... I was gonna make a quick push for the cap, but I think we're not gonna do that. Try to hit those guys. We might clip our own flash kits, but it should be okay. We clipped our own battle wagon, which that was not a worthwhile, I think, trade, given how little damage it did to the Space Marines, but it's okay. On that, there come reinforcements. Once we clear up all this Vanguard sort of force, though, we'll be in a much better spot. Those guys get mown down. I'm actually surprised these guys haven't taken return or reaction fire from the Mechanobs, because pistols are supposed to get because their weapons do count as pistols, I'm pretty sure, rather than these guys are not going to a good spot. That last cannon is could do some work. No, not when it gets blocked by the shield. I'm pretty sure the Gorkanaut does not actually get a shield, so it's not as good. But these poor Space Marines are in for a bad time. Yep. We want to position so we can maximize our hits. There we go. So we have 3 people attacking instead of just 1. And there we go. We're actually going to be able to just hold perfectly fine. We'll finish these guys off and start our advance north. There's definitely a very heavy bias in this game towards elite units. I can't say... I've noticed this with Imperial Guard as well, just because of how cheap or how fast your chaff goes down. There's... Against a lot of the AoE stuff, there's not, I think, as much incentive to bring it. Because if you make any mistakes with a non-elite unit, you're in a lot of trouble. These guys should go down pretty quickly. There we go. Alright, so with that out of the way, there actually is nothing on this end of the board, as far as I know. We can kind of push up. Most of the damage has been taken onto our vehicles, so these guys will have a tasty squig in a little bit, but other than that, everything here has been taken on the vehicles, so we're actually in a good spot. The only problem is that we don't have much anti-armor, so if they start bringing predators or normal dreadnoughts, we're going to be in deep trouble, I think. Well, maybe not deep trouble, we'll be in some trouble. We can push forward. Oh boy. We definitely want to bring down the land speeder, because that's by far the biggest threat there. As you can see, it's going down pretty quick. This might have been a little bit of an overextension, but it should be over. I should be able to overcome it. And we'll keep marching forward. We can actually, these guys are still in range of the, oh, never mind, it's just a quad shooter. We'll have to the Melta, because I think that's the biggest threat generally. Though. We can definitely focus on those guys with the rockets. The rockets seem to recharge very quickly on the Morkanot. And we can just keep pushing forward. We can get our everything. Well, the knobs, well, we could push them around, just scout around with them. They're pretty tanky, and they'll have tasty squigs in a little bit. And yeah, I think that's kind of it for what I can move at in this turn, or what I can shoot with this turn, or in this turn. We'll turn the hull. Flash kits are set to react fire. They have a very, very powerful contingent here, and I definitely overextended a little bit, but I assumed I'd be able to get into range. I can try to see if the mech gun's in range, but I don't think anything here is. And you can't, well, I could actually fire on that. That was actually a nice hit there. Hitting just about everything in a wide arc. With a completely unintentional bit of shooting. Now, there's a lot of Terminators in here. There's Flamer Terminators, there's normal Terminators, there's Thunder Terminator, there's Thunderhammer Terminators. That was a very bad usage of some of my high-end units. They're gonna force the flash kits away, but it doesn't really matter. I think these guys actually also have tasty squigs anyway, so they'll retreat and heal. Oh, maybe they won't. Even how much HP there. Okay, they should be able to retreat into safety. And the guy's just kind of clumping around the point there, so if they keep doing that, I'll be able to bombard them eventually. Heavy bolters will do a little bit. Well, actually, they're doing a lot of damage, which is really not good, given that I can't repair. That's getting a lot of reinforcements, because I shouldn't be surprised given the difficulty, but that doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. We'll finish off these Skyclaws. And we'll just gotta push forward. We can focus on the Melta gun. Though actually, given that it's behind cover, this probably isn't the best usage of resources. We can finish off these Blood Claws. There's something capable of doing reaction fire up here, but not entirely sure what. Push up to there. And it's all going fairly well. The Meltas, well, they'll go down eventually. Good to be over here. That would be reaction fire from Melta gun, so I'd like to avoid that if I at all can. We'll push up to here, and hopefully, yeah, we can actually kind of land a meaty hit here on these Space Marines. We actually destroy some stuff, do a lot of damage. There's a lot of guys apparently back there. The heavy bolter. Trying to kill off heavy bolters with orcs is not fun. Just don't have the precision at long range, but you can try. And actually, with every model you take down with the orcs, it's not bad. That's long fan missile, so that needs to go. We'll try to use quad linked big shooter, which is kind of like the heavy bolter for all the space for all the Imperial Guard units. You just get an extra round of shooting with it. We can use the custom mag on those guys. Unfortunately, this long fan just needs to go. I'm not really able to hit it. There, that's actually a problem. There's a predator there. We can actually do some decent damage to it though, as long as our RNG holds out. Reduce its accuracy a little bit. And yeah, the Morknot should be able to tank through basically anything these guys can throw at it. Fortunately, I do believe I'll use the artillery piece this turn. But I guess that is going to be all she wrote. The fact that and now they get dreadnoughts. Oh boy, that was a pretty decent hit. The heavy bolters at this range, the stone bolters won't do very much to the Morkanaut. You can see they're actually not even doing damage, so it's not bad. Unfortunately, I just don't have a lot of anti-armor. I focused everything into infantry, so the amount of anti-armor units I have is very, very small. Fortunately, these guys are going to get in on the Morkanaut. They could actually do some... Yeah, they're doing some decent damage. 45, 63, so 100 HP off in 2 swings. Now, unfortunately, these guys failed to kill the Blood Claws in a single round of shooting, which means they're going to get into melee. It's bad. You always think orcs would be more competent in melee, and they actually lose them all there, which is really bad. Blood Claws, I think there's been some buffs to a lot of units. Like Blood Claws never used to hit that hard. I think that in spite of the buffs to HP on orcs, it's mostly been to improve their... I think melee's just been buffed in general. I do wish you could also fast forward to the combat. This is just frustrating, being forced to watch randomly new spawned troops getting their round of shooting. But yeah, losing those flash kits to a bunch of filthy Blood Claws is really no fun. We do have a heal, which is nice. So when this Blood Claw unit goes down, we can then use our heal to bring these guys up to a passable amount of HP, though not amazing. There's only 2 of them left now, which means the damage coming out of the unit is going to be a lot lower. Actually, we can drop a weird bomb though, which will be good. You always want to lower or reduce your enemies' kind of arcs of fire if you can, especially with orcs who struggle. Now these guys are a bit of a nuisance. The Thunderwolves, they actually didn't lose any of their models, which was a little ridiculous. Despite all the focus fire they came under, now they can get bonus ability, or we can get squeaks. And I definitely think we're going to go for squeaks. And we actually got some pretty crazy crits there on the Rhino. It's beautiful. Definitely don't want to fight the Long Fang. Can't actually hit it, but we can hit the last cannon. The last cannons don't do very well against the flash kits. And we could actually throw the flame bomb out. And we can focus on the Venerable Dreadnought. But the Venerable Dread, of course, is very, very tanky. And I'm actually a little worried it might actually be able to reach my flash kits, which would be rather bad, if it could. Anytime we can try to sneak the knobs around. We'll use the quad link big shooter to hopefully finish off those long fangs. There we go. And then we'll use some rockets to go after the Blood Claws. which opens the Swift Claws at least to fire, which is good. And then we can go after the Wolf Guard in the back and miss. So it's classically orky. And I think that's it. Actually, we don't really have much else. No, we don't really have any other arcs of fire to take advantage of. We haven't really lost much. We've only lost, I think, a single model. I think we've actually only lost a single model on the flash kits, and that's actually all we've lost this game. That is really, I really do wish you could control where your troops fire or reaction fire goes. The fact that you can't, it's just pretty frustrating, because oftentimes they'll just waste their shot on something when it's an incredibly inoptimal shot. Because you could, in some of the previous Slytherin games, like Steel Panthers, I think I'm pretty sure that was a Slytherin game. You could actually control or tell your troops when you wanted them to take a reaction shot. Actually, I think I didn't use my artillery piece this last round of shooting, which is definitely a big mistake on my part. But we are close enough to where fortunately I won't really have to move it up anymore, I don't think. That was a pretty good shot. We'll focus on the land speeder. Try to bring it down. The land speeders are the biggest threat always, because they can buzz around you in a single turn, and they do a lot of damage if they get it on rear armor. Try to get the knobs over there and just cap. If we can, all we need to do is score a cap. We'll try to both of those guys with the quad links, and then we'll move on to, not entirely sure what. Could go after the Blood Claws, but they're not really worth it in my opinion. It's probably the Wolf Guards. Try to wreck them with the custom blaster, and it's doing pretty well. Finish them off with flash kits. Of course, it's important to keep in mind, I think, that a lot of the what seems to be kind of a lot of AI troops, there's also some there's also quite a few drop pods in there in the mix, and drop pods of course don't really do anything, like those 2 drop pods over there. Blood Claws should be an easy single round shoot, and they aren't. Now we'll get a bit of side fire on this Predator, which should be good. Less good than I had hoped, but, well, there we go. There's a little bit being done. I definitely think that Space Marines are actually easier to fight against with, say, Orcs than Orcs are to fight for Imperial Guard, just because you can. It's pretty easy for an elite, for a player, I think, to take down elite troops. Well, it's not that easy for AI to take them down. And so the Space Marines, because they can't spam you as easily, you can generally focus out their units one at a time. And plus, they make some iffy decisions with how they use their troops. We actually were able to bring those guys down pretty quickly. It's pretty good. I think that's it. I already moved the knobs. I already fired the mech gun. And we've basically done everything we could this turn. This shooting, oh boy, that's bad even by Orc standards. At least the Dread is not coming out to fight. If it decided to push in, it could actually be a bit. Well, it would get exposed and I'd be able to get flank shots into it. But at the same time, it would. If the Dreadnought would come out, it would be. It would actually probably be able to take a unit down. Probably the flash kits could be killed in a single turn, I think. Those poor guys, not a chance. This sort of angle, the land speeder's not a threat, but next turn it will be a massive threat when it can just go and run around wherever it feels like. And oh boy, this is really bad. Probably gonna lose these flash kits. Trying to deal with the AI's just, reinforcements is really annoying too. I don't really wish the reinforcement method for AI would be altered, because the fact that they just get reinforcements whenever they feel like is, or not whenever they feel like, but almost wherever they want. Those reinforcements can attack immediately on the turn they're brought in is really pretty annoying. And we lost him. That's okay. Wasn't what I'd hoped for, but it's okay. Now we'll get some flank shots into this Venerable Dread. Almost got him. Hopefully we can finish him off. I don't know if any of these units still need. This unit still needs some XP. Unfortunately, it's not doing very much damage to the Dread. They're not able to finish him off. That's pretty terrible. I was trying to kind of strategically get some units leveled up, but it's just not happening. Now this guy's not able to hit Thunderwolves, and it's pretty pathetic. Sometimes the orc shooting is beyond atrocious. Whatever, we'll go after the Venerable Dread. And actually get nothing out of that. This is really, really frustrating. The only, well, mech gun. Can I get the mech gun to score a kill? Could actually, there's 3 potential kills in this AoE. And it just got, I think, all 3 of them. Let's see, pickability. I think we'll definitely take the ammo run just to get a second round of shooting. Because this has been one of the most uninspiring rounds of shooting I've seen in a very long time, even from the orcs. The only good thing here is that we're really kind of, most of these guys are so demoralized at this point, they're not like willing to push in. But we're almost on top of the right-hand objective. The RNG in this game can definitely be a little frustrating to deal with if you're not big on RNG. It's definitely one of those things I do prefer about Total War. There's generally not that much RNG. There is some, but it's not like it's gonna. In most cases, it's mitigated by how many units there are on the field. And a lot of it just comes down to how the player deploys and uses units. This is really bad. The Flamer against Flash Kits is really powerful. And it probably broke these guys. These guys will probably rout or need to be pulled back. Oh, for once, the Moor cannot hit. Unholy miracle. And these blood claws go down. So at this point, the AI is going to be in a bit of a rough shape here. The 3 of these units, quote unquote, here are all just drop pods, and drop pods don't count for anything. They don't do anything. They just sit there. So bit of bolter fire. The Morkanon's been tanking like a champ. It's definitely been a big boon for me. Fortunately, I did lose those. Should have focused on the land speeder last turn. Actually, that was a bit of an oversight on my part. But I was so tied up trying to score kills. Cover gone, but that's okay. This is bad. Dreadnought, and well, at least those are just heavy bolters. But Dreadnought's really pretty powerful with the autocannon. We can keep pushing forward, I suppose. And Yeah, your armor's as strong as your will. Alright, almost done with these Wolfguard Termies. Fortunately, they're tanking a lot better than I would have hoped. We can eat some tasty squigs, and now hopefully bring this land speeder down in one round of shooting. Unfortunately, the rhino's sitting on top of the cap, so not only do we need to kill it, we're gonna have to. That's Predator's autocannon. Can we get? No, that's okay. Not the end of the world there. We can kill this rhino. Oh, that's not too much HP on the wreck. That shouldn't be too hard to clear off eventually. Then we can work on these Grey Hunters. Now use the quad-linked big shooter, I guess, against the Swift Claws. Just try to bring them down to size a little bit. They survive on 1 HP. That's so frustrating. I think the guy's pulled all its resources from over there though, so that's good. Should be able to just kind of crush that. At this point, there's a corpse on the cap. Grey Hunters back here, but most of the reinforcements are all the way back there. So if we can. Unfortunately, they keep getting reinforcements, so I don't know when or if they will ever stop getting reinforcements. We do pulp most of those Blood Claws. The Dreadnought could be a bit of a problem. These Grey Hunters, though, not a chance. We leveled up. It's good. A little bit of heavy bolter fire won't do much to the battle wagon. Not at this range, or it shouldn't. That was the guy on 1 HP, so good use, I would say, of resources. These flash kits are going to have a rough time. I just healed them, too. So, there's a rhino. There's more Terminators. What the heck? Not cool. Not cool AI. Autocannon could potentially do decent amounts. It's not a bad... The autocannon, especially the ones on the Dreadnoughts with the double tap, are not... Or, I guess, the quadruple tap, because they fire 4 times. But especially the twin-linked ones on the Dreadnoughts are actually pretty powerful. Just because they can hit you. Or get so many hits off. But we should be able to just dash up. It looks like they just the guys completely abandoned that cap there. So, all's good. We do need to destroy that point. I don't want to use the shooter. I think we'll take the best ammo. We should probably try to destroy the rhino wreck, because fortunately that's not really... Oh, can we get one more? We can't get one more round of shooting. There we go. Alright, it's gone. Rhino wreckage is done. These guys don't have a heal, but the flamers can be dead. Perfect. And we get a cap, so that's a victory point in the bag. And now we can focus the Predator down, and I think we'll actually be able to finish it off. Beautiful. I'll actually try to get rid of these drop pods. They're just kind of clogging things up and making it look like there's a lot more enemies than there actually are. I'm not going to nuke. The flame bomb's interesting, but it does a lot. It has a lot of potential for friendly fire. So all those drop pods are gone. Now we can keep putting along. And nuke those guys down. Might even be able to finish out the Blood Claws if the rocks land correctly. And we do get the kill, so that's good. Which only really leaves the Morkanaut, who's... Oh boy, that was a really meaty hit for Dreadnought. We can use the Belly Blaster, and then a whole bunch of... We might actually be able to bring the Dread down here. Beautiful. There's not really that many shields running around. This only really affects Titans. And a few of the Space Marine heroes, but usually you can just kind of overwhelm them with quantity over quality kind of stuff. So I'm not too concerned about that. So at this point, I think we're basically, yeah, we're basically set. So it's been all in all, we're about to finish. Man, there's still a few turns, so we control 4 cap points. They're trying to flamer a Morkanaut, which is not going to go well. I think this is a new Predator. And it seems that, yeah, the Morkanaut's just going to be able to tank. Unfortunately, this Predator is going to be a bit of a nuisance, but definitely doing quite a bit of damage. We definitely need to get the Morkanaut out of here and healed up and all that sort of stuff. Actually, I forgot that I got, never mind, I forgot that I got healed up when it leveled. So it's actually in really good shape right now. And these ridiculous Wolfguard Terminators are in really good shape for some ungodly reason. Because I can use the Belly Blaster on them as well. So hopefully some of this is some odd... It looks like the Belly Blasters, though, is only a single target sort of thing, while the big gun has a AoE. And before there's Terminators camping out here in like a corner, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it doesn't really have the wits for that, and so you'll be able to dash forward. I'll try to clear out some of these annoying drop pods that are just clogging up space. Unfortunately, I'm not quite able to get. Oh, I thought it was those guys. It's not these guys. I wasn't thinking properly about it. Who it was with the line of sight on me, but we should be able to bring these guys down pretty easily. And boom, it's dead. I got the best sniper orcs in the whole wide world. We can push our cannon up even further and hopefully nail these blood claws. It's actually not a bad hit. It's very hard to veteran up artillery. Autocannon's going to hit me, but that's okay. It actually looks like the shield. That's pretty awesome. The shield actually affects units like allied units around. It's pretty great. And we almost got the Wolfguard Termi. There we go. Now we got him for good. I'm not entirely sure what the reaction fire there is all about. It might be one of the Dreadnoughts or something like that. Oh, the heavy... It's over here. The Grey Hunters, somehow. And we can work on the Swift Claws. Somehow these guys are getting a shot through the wreckage of the... Not that it's going to save them. I guess the wreckage just doesn't count as cover, even though it's there, clogging up vision, which is kind of amusing. But yeah, I think that's actually it for this turn. We're basically, at this point, the Space Marines have basically nothing going for them. A few units here and there. We definitely don't want to lose now. There's Rhino. We might lose the Battle Wagon. Oh boy, that would be really bad. We'll run away with the Battle Wagon. It should be okay. The problem is we don't have very much anti-armor in this army, but we're about to take this cap point over here. This is the final turn anyway. I should have probably parked on the cap there. This Battle Wagon's in deep trouble. We'll move into this area just to bait out the shot, And then we will zip around the back of the Rhino and unload on its rear. Oh god, the orc battle wagons, so good. We'll tank a hit from the Predator. We'll keep marching, and we'll get a nice juicy side shot, which apparently is not doing very much damage anyway. We'll try one more, and then the quad linked blaster. It's kind of humorous that 4 machine guns, I think, did more damage than all 3 shots from the. I think the machine guns did more damage than the. Is the guy too close? I think he is, but it's funny the machine guns did more damage than the. The machine guns did more damage than the cannons. It's kind of pitiful too, I guess, when you think about it. Really. Yeah, some friendly fire. These guys are all leveled up. Honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to get in there and farm whatever XP I can still get. I think most of my units at this point are leveled up, so I don't even need to be farming XP, really. These guys aren't leveled up, though. So we get them here and get the troop pod dead. Then try to get one more troop pod dead. I think these guys are already leveled. So, yeah. How did those guys run through the dreadnoughts return? What the heck? I don't understand how. Alright, we're gonna eat some tasty squigs. Hopefully not get sniped down. That was actually pretty good. We managed to tank through that pretty effectively. Use the snaz guns and accidentally destroy it. So, oops. We'll try to destroy this one. There we go. Perfect. So we can get a stun bomb. I think we'll take the louder, because actually the morale damage has proven pretty useful at breaking Space Marine troops. And I think that's actually going to be it. I think we're basically out of. Yeah, that's it. They have a turn to try to make things up. They can. Oh boy, they might do a little bit of damage to the mech. They might actually even kill the mech gun here, because it doesn't have that much HP. They do destroy the mech gun. That was a big problem. And actually, they were broken. How did their morale recover so easily? That's actually pretty ludicrous. I guess the AI on higher difficulties probably just has some mechanic that lets it refill its morale really easily. I don't know. That's actually really stupid, I think, but we won. So it's okay. So we got a whole bunch of level ups. We got our mech gun leveled up. I do believe the levels actually you retain the unit. You don't actually lose anything permanently. And that leaves us with, we can actually do the final mission, but I do want to finish all the skirmishes. So we'll definitely get one more skirmish in with attrition and on some wasteland, and then from there we'll go into cutting the wolf's throat, which is our final mission. So yeah, looks like pretty fun. Should be pretty fun. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. If you have any comments, criticism, any questions about Total War Warhammer or anything, or Sanctus Reach or anything like that, be sure to post them down in the comments and I'll respond as soon as I can. As usual, guys, I do appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.